And we're live. Welcome to the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestream, episode 189. My name's Sean. I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. And my phone has volume on it and is talking to me. Alright, there we go. How's everybody doing tonight? What is going on? How's your Tuesday? How's the work week? I've got a newfound hatred for technology today. And I'm going to take out my frustration by working on this inlay. Alright. Good evening, Chip. How you doing? What's going on? Wow. Oh, crap. Got a lot of people in here already. Let's see here. So I'm going to continue outlining the gold scroll work with black rings, because once I get that done, I'll feel a lot better about where I'm at. I can start to move forward. I still haven't ordered more black rings. I need to do that. I haven't added anything to the inlay because I want to get all the rest of it caught up. Better night tonight about to try Hoodoo 18 gauge 530 seconds. Air a little high at 3.4, but let's see if it's stable. I don't know what's going on with this song, but songs that have that repetitive, like, nah, 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 you know, I'm not a fan. Just, you know. Yeah, I have no idea if that would work. I've never done Hoodoo Hex, except on computer, so evening my people. May your rings be plenty and your pliers never nip. There you go. $5 t-shirt quote right there. Alright, just Hoodoo, not Hoodoo Hex? Oh, okay. I don't know what the difference is, if I'm gonna be honest about it. Someone would have to show that to me. I was unaware that there was a difference. Maybe I do know. Maybe I do know. I'm trying to think about it. 5 make it 10. It's a $10 t-shirt quote. I can agree with that. Hoodoo is a 4-point weave. Hoodoo Hex is 6. I'd have to look at them. Someone would have to point that out to me, because I don't know what I'm doing, much less what the difference is between Hoodoo and Hoodoo Hex, or that there was one, so yeah, go ahead. Maybe one of those things that I just glossed over when I was looking at it. One or more rings is going to have to come out of there. Alright. Hoodoo is 4 curse word per unit. Hoodoo Hex is 6 curse word per unit. Easy peasy. I just remember having a hell of a time getting that design done. The Hoodoo Hex design with bead captures on the computer, and that took me a hot minute. Like, I started working on it and then I had to come back to it later because what I had created was not going well. Speaking of things that I've created that have not gone well, today, some of you may recall that I increased the RAM in my computer so that I could make larger images with more stuff in them is you run into a problem where your computer just can't handle the number of images in a project, right? At least I run into that problem. If you have a powerful computer, you're probably fine. I've always read that increasing the RAM would help, and today I want to test that theory out. And I don't know if there is just a setting somewhere that's screwing me up, but my computer just kept crashing the entire time today whenever I tried to create this image. Giant time suck. Ended up taking most of the day, and then finally I right after I got home from picking up my kid, I quit working on it. I was like, so I'm just gonna have to wait for it to try again tomorrow, because there's only so many hours in a day. But in other news, I did get some other essential pieces of software done, essentially to make it so that the MailleWerX app is routed through Cloudflare, so that I can do cool things like if someone wants an image highlighted, I can post it in the app and then send out a message, you know, saying, hey, look what so-and-so made. You know, because ideally, what am I doing? The app is designed for people who have an interest in chainmail, people who like chainmail stuff. Oh, that ring just snapped apart. And I'm hoping that by having a bunch of creators listed on there, that I can help up. So I got that framework set up, and I wasn't sure because it's one of those things that you set it up and then you gotta wait for 48 hours. I didn't have to wait quite that long. It was like a day and a half. But that's working, or is at least appearing to work right now. I'll do some more work on it later. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow. Alright. Sent me a picture with the PM. Let's see here. Okay. For some reason, my Facebook notifications do not like to work. Let's see, what am I looking at here? Yeah, no, I never would have known that those were two different weaves. I've seen both of them. I didn't realize that one was different than the other. Because like I said, I've only ever made Hoodoo Hex on computer. I've never made Hoodoo or Hoodoo Hex. It's interesting. Makes sense why it's called Hoodoo Hex. Now that that makes the old gears clinker around a little bit. Oh, this means that there's 6. Cool, cool. I'm not going to try to learn that one on stream. I did that with, what was it? Moorish Rose. God, that was awful. Don't try to learn weaves on stream. Is my advice to anyone. It's very difficult. And basically, I just spent the whole time poring over a tutorial and trying to concentrate and not really talking much. So basically, people were just watching me cluster fuck this weave up. And it was not a good time. Like, I get the concept of how Moorish Rose is made, but doing it is a whole other story. be honest, doing something on the computer doesn't translate to being able to do it with your hands. That most, I would say 99% of the stuff of the designs I've made, I can just turn around and make myself, but that Hoodoo Hex is not one of them. Throw a couple rings in here. Oh, you've never attempted Morse Rose? I don't even know if I had the right ring size. I tried to measure the rings beforehand. I seemed to get an accurate measurement once I figured out how to use the tool. What's it called? Calipers, right? Yeah, calipers. You've never, okay. You haven't done Morse Rose either? Yeah, I mean, it's intense. It was an intense experience realizing that that weave is above my pay grade right now. So, one day, in fact, I was thinking, there's an empty wine bottle upstairs. I have one over here, too. I have an empty wine bottle over here. I have a collection of wrapped wine bottles, right? And one day, I would like to make some kind of tiki torch setup for them, so I can just drop a wick in, fill them with oil, drop a wick in, and then I want to build mounts for all the fence posts in my backyard. Maybe not all of them, but a bunch of them, and just use them as decoration. Chainmail wrapped decorative torches. Yeah, and then Lisa Ellis comes along and does Starry Night, yeah, which is a legendary chainmail piece, if I'm being quite honest. Right? Like there's brave chainmail pieces, heroic chainmail pieces. That fucking thing is legendary. It's mind-blowing. There's that, and then there's someone did a giant scale Maryland flag, I think it was. And then someone else did a giant medieval style tapestry. The medieval style tapestry is nuts, right? It's a super large project. It's very accurate and precise in its detail and its color, right? The I forget how many rings it was, like 400,000 or something. So I am in awe of some of these people. These are just these huge Josh Bracken's POW MIA flag. You know, and just epic pieces. You know, no one will ever recreate those. They're very like that person, the people who have made these items, they've made their mark with that one project. Which is pretty cool. You know, like Henry Ford invented the assembly line. He made his mark on the auto industry. These guys have made their mark on the chainmail community. I don't know what good being a chainmail celebrity does, but we have a few. Would love to do the Bayou Tapestry depicting the Battle of Hastings. Is that how you pronounce that, Bayou? So yeah, it's like I've been doing this for 25 years, off and on. More so in the last 10 years. So yeah, took a bit of a break, you know. Had a kid, went to school. So I was a little busy there for a while. I was unmotivated and I was depressed and I didn't realize it. And finally, one day I realized that none of this stuff is ever going to finish itself. So I started streaming it and I've gotten way more done than I ever thought I would. And my point is that I have never created anything on those magnitudes. You'd love to actually finish your inlay of Frankenfurter? Heck yeah. Inlays are interesting, right? Because they come, like, you have to get through certain parts of a mindset that mess with you as you're working on a big project like this. I know that, well, and this is just speaking from my experience. I know that I got caught up in thinking, oh, I'll never finish it. I'll finish it later. A lot of problems with this particular inlay and the Raiders flag inlay. Just because, you know, I didn't have the right colors for this. None of my greens matched. I didn't have enough gold, right? All those stumbling blocks on top of it just being a large project and not having any motivation to work on it, you know? My Raiders inlay was awesome. Well, thank you. That was one that I let get to my head for a long time, and then once I actually sat down and forced myself to work on it for an hour a night for a couple weeks, it was done sooner than, you know, I ever thought it would be. And I sent it off to my friend, and he's moving to Boise, so hopefully it will, next time I go home, I will visit his house and it will be hanging there. They're hard on your psyche, just working through them. Especially if you're like me and don't do any prep work beforehand. So at least if you do prep work, you got a map of how you're going to get from beginning to end. But this, I didn't have a map. I got this picture that I'm working off of. Is that a little boy I hear? Okay. Thought my kid was coming downstairs. He likes to sneak down and pretend that he's super quiet, but he's not. You don't make anything of note? Just do basic weaves? Basic weaves are 90% of my inventory. And you're doing some stuff I haven't even done. So, don't sell yourself short. I do a lot of Byzantine. I know people who hate it, but I think it's so versatile. You just doodle sometimes, cool stuff happens. I'd say a lot of the time cool stuff happens, Peg. Half Persian 3-in-1, Biz, and Karma Chain are your best sellers? I'd have to... Is Karma Chain like something off the Maille website? Maille Artisans? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Then you get a goblin form that wants to be Elvis? Yeah. No, I moved it over there. I have this like Tau 3-in-1 or not Tau 3-in-1 triangle I did out of galvanized steel many years ago. I think I was in Iraq at the time, actually. That did not end up like I expected. Most of the rest of the stuff that I've worked on has either been reworked into something else fairly quickly. I don't have a lot of just random stuff laying around. I know some people, they'll try to make something and then it'll go into a bin if it doesn't work out, and they'll work on it later, but I went through that pile. And all I've got really now are my big projects. Oh, it's a Josh Diliberto weave. Here's something that pisses me off about myself. If you don't know, you can go to, I think it's Amazon.smile or Amazon Smile, something like that. And it's an app, and you can go on there and pick a charity of your choice. And you can donate to the Chainmail weave library that he is working on. And I was of the impression, don't quote me on this, I was of the impression that that he was going to work on a Maille Artisans type site. One that is a little bit more user-friendly and functional. Alright. Let's see here. Okay. We'll start working here next. Man. I really need to remember to order black rings, because once all the black is filled in on this, it's just gonna be nuts. Right, so we just finished up all of this, and then I'm going to change something out right now because I see it right now. I need to start mentioning that during my streams more. That people can do that. Oh, and what pisses me off is that I have ordered a bunch of stuff from Amazon lately, and I completely forgot to do any of it through the Smile app. And it's like, what am I doing? Alright. Let's see here. What goes over what? Where is this on that? That's that. This goes over the top. Seems fairly cut and dry. Alright, so I'm angry with technology. I did get some stuff done, but the one thing that sucked up all of my time today was theoretically resolved when I put more RAM in my computer. I went from 16 gigs to 32. You don't really need a 32 gig RAM system for much. And now it's got to be just like this one setting in the computer, right? Okay. I said that. I know I said that already. I was leading up to something. I just had a thought in my brain. The hell was I gonna say? Okay, see, now I'm overthinking it. I need to talk about something else so that it comes back to me. RAM on the computer. Yeah, I don't remember what. Oh well. That thought's gone. It'll come back to me after the stream is over, and I will forget again to tell you tomorrow night. That's just the way it goes. Hey Barb, how you doing? I've been very busy today, so I don't really know what all has gone on. Not too shabby. That's good to hear. Too much fighting with my computer today. Kind of consumed my day. Man, okay. It's gone. I should give up on trying to think of it. Oh, so I was doing some research, right? Trying to find a few podcasts or discussions, interviews with people who make stuff, which is going to be the focus of when I start doing interviews. It's like to meet people who make stuff, what they make, you know, how they get started, pump them up a little bit. You don't want about your in life? Frank is on the bench. Right on. The only, yeah, so I was looking for examples of people who interview other craftspeople. I found a few, right? But no one like really dedicated to. It's like, you know, they do leather, and so they only interview leather people, right? Or they do blacksmithing, they only interview blacksmiths, stuff like that. I found a lot of that. And I ended up watching Adam Savage's Tested. Not too shabby is a very British saying. And so I know that he interviews a bunch of cosplayers. So I think, like, I don't know if I don't think I'd be the only one. I'm sure someone else out there does something similar. I just don't know who they are, where they are. So I think I will be one amongst a few. I don't mean to tease you guys. I will start doing interviews. I am working on it steadily, getting everything ready and set up. But when my computer craps out on what I needed to do, I was just unable to get to that today. Yeah. Where am I working? There we go. No, there was a ring I was supposed to pull out. What happened to it? Where did it come from? Where did it go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? That's... Okay. Who is my first victim going to be? I don't know yet. I want to get to a point where I make sure I have everything set up and working and that I know how to operate it. I have a list of people that I think would make good potential candidates, but I haven't reached out to anyone yet. Once I have everything set up and I feel comfortable enough with everything to set it all up, or I feel that I can work everything, then I will begin approaching people. I'm hoping this month. I've got everything I need on this end, and it's just a Zoom call. There's a couple other channel features that I want to add to the stream before I do that. And I try not to think of them as, the first person is a victim. I think guinea pig is much more accurate. No harm's gonna come to them, and hopefully it'll be beneficial. I want to know Oh, so yeah, Adam Savage from Tested. I've seen him interview a lot of cosplayers, right? And I want to interview them too, because I want to know, like, how many different crafts did you pick up in order to make, you know, this one costume? What's your materials? What does your materials list look like? And I know a lot of cosplay can be, you can get you can take something really simple and make it look really good. So that's a technique all by itself. And then there's some people who are like, cosplay is their life and they dump all their money into it, and they've got all the neat tools and everything to replicate whatever character they're playing. Renaissance fair people, they do a lot of that too. I know there's some people who create their own clothing. I know at least 2 dressmakers who do like gold embroidery on their dresses, and they make some fantastical Renaissance wear. It's like, how did you get to where you specialized in this? You know? You do medieval reenactment? Yeah. Is that how you got into chainmail? Oh, I didn't take that ring out. Gotta take the ring out before you can put one in there. Come on. Where's the opening? So I think I want to do a live show with audience interaction, which can go really bad depending on how you have it set up, but it can also go really well. So I have to figure out what platform I'm going to be most comfortable figuring out and using. And sort of, you made your first chainmail shirt for your medieval wedding to your now ex-wife back in 2007. Okay, so you had a medieval style wedding. That's what got you into it. That's a good way. Like, clearly you ended up with the better end of the deal, having a great hobby. May not have felt like a win at the time, but I think you came out on top, personally. Yeah, I went from there, and then you switched to jewelry. Yeah, my first chainmail project was, I started working on my galvanized steel electric fence wire from the Home Depot, European 6-in-1. I can't call it a shirt, right? Like, it's got a place for my head, and it's got armholes, and it goes over my body, right? But it's not a shirt. I wouldn't call it one. It's a disaster is what that is. And then I did a galvanized European 6-in-1 bikini with these rings were all hand clipped, so I lined the bikini with leather and put rabbit fur trim on it. And in the end, it came out looking pretty good. And I was actually able to talk to the person who I made it for, and she had sent me a picture of it, and that picture has since disappeared, so... And then after that, I started making other things. I went on to make a few more shirts, but mostly bottle wraps and jewelry stuff. Did a couple inlays here and there. Made like... I've got a bunch of unfinished guitar straps over there and belts and whatnot. Yours is full sleeve, made in... I'm assuming that's 1/4 inch 16 gauge Galvy. Yeah. That would have been a much better decision. And then using E4-in-1 instead of E6-in-1 would have been a much better decision as well. Where am I at here? Doing something somewhere. Well, I'm over here. And now it sits in a footlocker in my shed. I won't get rid of it. I'm going to drag around that shameful piece for the rest of my life. But I'm also not going to display it because it smells like hell. Well, that's good. That needs to come out. It weighs a ton? Yeah, mine does too. Like, all my other chainmail shirts are okay. They're not great, but, you know, they're okay. Tolerable to wear. I think my vest is heavier than most of my shirts. My motorcycle vest. But it's pretty, it's got a leather lining. Well, it has a leather vest on the inside of it. So, it's pretty comfortable. But yeah, all of mine are, they're all pretty heavy. I don't know how much there can be done about that, short of, I don't know, like a 20 gauge 7/32 E4-in-1 stainless shirt with all the rings hand welded. Like, I would like to make one of those. But that's the only way I'll ever get a light shirt out of chainmail. Gotta get a coif to match as well. Yeah, I am actually working on a coif right now that we haven't touched in a couple weeks because I've been so involved with this inlay. And we'll get back to it. All the rings I ordered for it are 6'd, which kind of pisses me off as I try to weave a ring, kind of try to shape it into place. It works half the time, and then get it woven into the coif. It takes forever. But I already ordered new rings for this project, and then, you know, the new rings they're just jacked up, that's all. So I'm not going to order more. You made a coif? Ah. I have made one coif successfully out of aluminum for a buddy of mine. So that he could go to the Renaissance Festival. I do believe he had a good time. Okay, that's looking pretty sharp. Was it out of the same galvanized steel rings that you made your shirt from? Nope. See, you know, this conversation right here, like, I want to have that with other people and stream it and have an, you know, have an audience that, is hopefully engaged and enjoying the content. And everybody's got their story, you know? Made a closed face one with built-in chin piece. Ooh. That's more adventurous than me. I think I jumped a ring here somewhere. Something's not feeling right. Everything looks okay. No, something's wrong. Maybe if I lay it flat. No, nothing's wrong. Okay. I'm just seeing things. I did make one other much more successful aluminum bikini top, and then that was it. I was out of the swimsuit business. It's one of those things where I'm not a woman, and so trying to figure out how a bikini top would fit and be comfortable. Even, you know, with multiple, I mean, I'm assuming that people who do it and do it well do multiple fittings and stuff. My second one turned out much better. I do have pictures of that somewhere. It was not lined like the first one. Which, you know, thinking back, I probably should have. Any clothing like that that I make in the future definitely will be with something. Now that I've done my vest and I've done some sleeves for a highwayman's coat, like, I have the skill set for, I could probably make some really comfortable stuff. It would just also be heavy. I know one chainmail artist who took women's bras and then attached the chainmail to the bra. Those are all pretty cool. You did make a hoodoo hex choker in black AA that went to a German fashion designer, but that's the extent of your skill set. German fashion designer. That's pretty cool. I've I don't know. I've never done much, you know, jewelry-wise that was good enough to be picked up by anyone in the fashion industry. I know a couple people that do it. I know of a couple people that do it. Let me rephrase. But no, people have always just been stuck with pretty feminine bracelets on my hairy arms, you know, to look at when I photograph products for sale. It's like, here's this nice hairy arm that it's got some pretty pink bracelet on it or something. Take a picture of it. You know, you do the awkward, like, try to get the light and your phone to get the picture and then send it off. And of course it looks like shit. And you could set up a quasi-professional photo booth, but you know, you're lazy. That's what I do. So I think I've got room for that. A little quasi-professional photo booth. I should make one. Ooh, maybe we could have someone come on and talk about making one of those or setting up one of those. That'd be fun. I know there's videos of that stuff out there. Like, I know you can go find it, but it'd be more fun to sit and chat with someone and maybe find out a little bit more about the topic. I was on the TikToks the other day, and there was a gallery owner who went on I don't know, it was probably a 9-minute rant about how to get your paintings up in a professional gallery. And he made probably 100 different points that I guarantee 90% of artists don't know about how to get their stuff up in a gallery. And all of it made really good sense. I was like, holy crap. You know, like, that is one aspect of the art industry I was completely unaware of. And not that I don't know how many people get their chainmail in a gallery. But that would be one of those people where they're not a chainmail artist, but they have some information that could lead to other people being helped out in some way, you know? People assume a lot of the time that other people know what they know. We all do it. Okay. And you know that... What have I done? What have I done? Did I really just do that? Hang on. I did. Wow. Elisa does what? She's at her inlays in several galleries. Elisa is badass. She is badass. You got some pieces in one of the galleries in Waukesha. Occasionally sell a piece from there too. Nice. See, and I'm sure that gallery owner, because that's what he was, right? He was a gallery owner giving tips to artists in a 9-minute TikTok rant that spread over 3 different posts. Okay, and it was fascinating. I don't paint. I don't have ever any intention of putting my stuff up in a gallery. But I was like, holy shit, all of this makes really good sense. You know, he was an industry insider that knew very much what he was talking about. And it was, I'm sure, more than helpful to a large portion of artists. So, you know, if we can have someone on like that who brings helpful information to everyone, or if we can have someone on and pump them up a little bit, you know? It's really, you know, I'm just bullshitting. It's really because I'm nosy and I want to find out about people. That's really what this is all about. I just want to be up in everyone's business. Not really. I'm not. I have never been one to be nosy. Come on. And I think that the unsung heroes of like small homemade businesses and, you know, craftspeople, what exposure do they get that they don't coming from someone else? I think that's a big part of why I want to do this, is because people do these amazing things in their homes. You love being nosy? Or their, you know, their small business or whatever. And they don't have marketing budgets. They don't have any more of an advantage on the social media algorithms than anybody else. And some are better at it than others, but it's like you gotta pay to have an influencer promote your stuff. You gotta pay for advertising. It's like, no, I want to promote other people along with myself. Because I can, basically. Actually, the whole plot, I think I've said this before, it's all really subterfuge to get people to my website. My big marketing plan is to pump other people up and then point everybody to my store. But also, you know, there will be hopefully benefits to other people coming on, and hopefully it will be enjoyable for other people to watch. So, I don't feel too bad about that. Speaking of Facebook algorithm, today it threw an advert for wedding planning services in your feed tonight. You're single? Yeah, I have had I know that when I have ran Facebook ads, I was vetted beforehand. I've submitted my business paperwork to Facebook in order to be able to advertise on there. And I definitely got advertised a bunch of stuff from very obviously fake pages. And it's been going on for, I don't know, maybe a week. To the point where I'm not even... I've just avoided Facebook because it's become an unenjoyable experience. Maybe not for long. There was one that was very obvious, a fake charity. I forget the details of what it was, but it was along the lines of, you know, the Nigerian prince needs to send his millions of dollars in cash to someone. He just needs your bank account number. It's like, wow. And usually I can go through and try to clean up my ad feed a little bit. But it's been going on for a little over a week. You'd have to have an interest in actually dating. So far, you're enjoying control of the remote too much. Well, there you go. Speaking of the remote, I want to put a TV down here. Because at some point I am going to have time to watch TV. And I don't want to fight my son for it. We make him play on the main TV because he's really too young. Alright, and just finished up all that right there. Whew, that looks good.
Look, you and me on the Charles River. I could die right now, Glenn. I'm just happy. I've never felt that before.
Alright. I am going to let you guys watch this for a second. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. This is just a good point in time to take a break. I'll be right back. There we go. Oh, thank you for waiting for me. Okay, so we got about half the top done. This is kind of the center. Like 1, 2, 3, 4 areas really that need attention. Let's see if we can knock out one more. Alright, what part is this? This. Okay, this goes down. Trying to figure out where to start these. Single there as well. You don't have time for a relationship? What a huge difference. Yeah, no, it's coming along. Thank you, Barb. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out with us. I do appreciate you. Yeah, when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's just, you know, it's a good time to take a break. I didn't want to get started into something else and then... No? Okay. Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it. Maybe not. Hang on. Come on. Let go. Yeah, that should be fine. You've only done Hoodoo in 16 SWD. You're loving it in 18 SWG. Standard Y gauge. Come on. Yeah, that's a whole other conundrum. I need a resource for that. I know someone's drawn it up somewhere. Need a resource to add a spreadsheet that depicts SWG, AWG, ring sizes. This song has one line. It was turn up the bass. Oh, wait. I'm looking at the wrong spot here. Okay, that's that. This comes down. No, this goes over the top. Okay. This just continues to go down. We're gonna have to edit some of this because it's not as flowy as I would like. In the meantime, where do I get my rings from? Lately I get all my stainless from Josh Diliberto. Everything on this inlay is from TRL. And pretty much 99% of everything I have is from TRL that I've used up to this point. So then everything sat around for a number of years. And 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I started sitting down here an hour a night and knocking out a little bit at a time. But yeah, pretty much everything here is from the Ring Lord. I won't be ordering much from them in the future. Use hyperlinks. Yeah, I've actually never ordered from them. I'm looking forward to it in the future. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult. It wants to... It's almost like this doesn't come over far enough. Alright, well, that's... Stick with what we know. Super high quality and very consistent colors? Yeah. That's one of the reasons I want to switch to someone else's. I started buying Josh's rings and saw how much better his rings were than what I had received, and I don't want to deal with making rings or trying to produce better rings than what I can order. So, and I don't think I could without a significant financial contribution to ring making equipment. I'm not going to fight it. I've had too many problems with Ring Lord colors, ring sizes, all of that stuff in the past, and so if they have something that I want, I'll try it out. But for my bulk stuff, I'm just gonna pay a higher premium to get better rings. I have tried I have a bunch of titanium that every single ring is burred and it's completely unusable. I'm gonna try to tumble it with some ceramic when I remember, but that's gonna be a mess. And those never should have been sent out. Then I had this earring design that I was working with. It was nice little design. It was based off, my logo is based off that design. And then when I ordered more rings for it, every time I opened up one of the titanium rings, the color would disappear over half the ring. That's not what I want. I was like, yeah, I can't have that. So that was when I decided to sell the bulk of everything I had. Use up whatever was left, and then I would start my ring collection again, anew rather. And then one day I will have everything on hand that I need to make whatever I want. But if I ever do an inlay again, I will order all the rings in a single batch. I did learn that lesson. And the other lesson I learned is that always have a plan for what you're going to make with the rings that you order, because that's how you end up like me with a bunch of stuff laying around, half-finished projects everywhere, and a bunch of rings that you have no idea what you're going to do with because you just ordered to try them out and didn't have anything specific in mind. That's not what I wanted to do. So kids, if you don't want to be like me, do all your prep work and start with the plan. There we go. Where are we at here? Oh. Just now hitting 10 o'clock here. Alright, do this side and then come figure out what happened over here, because it's not right. Like if I put the black rings in to outline what gold goes over the other, like this should come like almost straight down. So I need to add some gold rings in here. And anyway, try and fix that in a second. Oh my goodness. Someone greased up these rings. That basically just comes straight down. Okay. Alright, we'll get it figured out. Hang on. So tomorrow, hopefully I'll figure out what's going on with my computer. And then trying to do the background of the app right now. I'll get that all set up, hopefully tomorrow. You know, one little step at a time. I got one little thing done today that was very important, and that's set up, and it's good to go. So, I'm not happy with the pace at which things are taking place, especially considering that I've only got 2 months to really get everything together. To get my act together. So, but I mean, you know what? The end of. No. Really, the first week I've been able to focus on all my projects here. Last week was a lot of cleaning up loose ends laying around. So for a Monday and a Tuesday, I've gotten a decent amount done. I just need to pick up pace just a little bit, and not stumbling over why my computer isn't working would be a great start. So once I get that figured out, I'm sure I'll be fine. It's always awesome when you're trying to work on something and something completely unrelated pops up. You know, it used to be that it was work that got in the way of my productivity. So now that that's been removed, I can sit down here all day. You know, I've got no excuse but to get stuff done, really. Another one of my friends is a copywriter. So in addition to the gallery guy who has like outside knowledge that maybe an artist wouldn't have, I think my friend the copywriter might have some knowledge to share. I don't know if he'll have time. He's very busy. But it's an important topic, right? 'Cause it's marketing yourself, you know, for most people, for most small businesses, and learning how to write about that. It can translate to anything from marketing on your front page to marketing on your product page and your product descriptions, and it's an important part of marketing. And I never even knew what it was until I met him. I had never heard of copywriting before. But the more I've learned about running my own business, the more key it has become. Not that I'm any good at it, right? Like, he would be able to put together some steps for, you know, people to put together in their head about how to make their own website better. Alright, where are we at here? We're at an hour and a half. Only 10:06. Okay. That's in there. What is this coming down here? See, these 2 points are supposed to be connected, right? But it doesn't really, there's not like a clear delineated path. So I need to I don't know what I need to do. I'm trying to, sometimes if you like take a step back, cross your eyes. What am I looking here? It goes over this one. Okay, so there needs to be some black here. And then, okay. And this comes up here. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to worry about that right now. I really don't have the time. I can fill this in with some yellow rings and then worry about that later. Come on. my kid doesn't have school on Friday, so he and I built a helicopter. Little kit helicopter comes in the mail. Oh. And I think we're gonna paint it that day. I think that's a good idea. That'll be fun. I don't have too many other plans coming up this week. I'm mostly going to be down here trying to get everything to work. I want to get to a point where I can get up, take my kid to school, come back, work out, and then from about 10 to 3. So I want to have a 5-hour work day. That's a long way off. But I think it's definitely feasible. It's going to take me a little while to get there, but I think it can be done. I just tore up this whole section because easier than just, well, I mean, I guess I did have to open up almost nearly every ring, but I think it was a little bit quicker this way. Alright, go. Come on. I'm going to fill this in and then here, 10, 12, yeah, I got time. Going back to rings for a minute, I do want to try some of Josh Bracken's titanium, hand sponged titanium rings. Sponge anodizing. Those would be fun. I will get there one day. I've got a lot of rings to work through, but I've done so many at this point. In just the last, I don't know, I'd have to go back and look when the first episode I ever did was. And then last year, I know 2021, I was not able to stream a lot. So I've done 100, this is episode 189, right? At a minimum, it's 189 hours. So, what did I do here? I screwed something up. I screw up and I can't figure out how to fix it. Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright, what in the world is going on here? Of course I try to do it the fast way and I screw it up. That's through too many rings, that's for sure. There. That's much better. That's fixed. I jumped like 2 out of the 3 rings I was placing in that row. Just ridiculous. Who runs the quality control around here? I will say that while this isn't like my favorite style of music, at least we didn't have one of those lullaby songs that puts everyone to sleep. Did I do it again? No, it only goes through 3 rings. Alright. Holy crap. Been at this for an hour and 45 minutes. I got started early though. That was nice. I did it again. Wow, I am not good at this. There we go. stream was much longer than I originally set out to do. Well, that's okay. I am almost done with this. And then go and contemplate what I'm going to try and get done tomorrow. Alright, last 3 rings here. I'm more than happy with everything that I got done this evening. But it is getting late, and I've got to go. So, thank you to everyone who's hanging out. I do appreciate you being here and all your engagement and commentary and keeping me entertained, that's for sure. Alright, a lot done tonight as far as just defining all these areas where things cross over each other, starting to take shape. It'll look a lot better once all the black rings are in, but I'm just trying to define all these little areas first, and it's coming along. So I will be back doing some more chainmail tomorrow night. I don't know if we're gonna work on this or something else. It's, you know, the big projects have to be worked on. I know they get repetitive, but we've been, maybe once we get all this bag of black rings in, we'll take a break, because we won't be able to do much beyond that, so. Alright. Alrighty. Well, I tell you what, I do appreciate everyone who was hanging out tonight. You guys all have a wonderful evening. Get some sleep, get some rest, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright, be sure to check out MailleWerX.com for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. And you guys all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Bye.